Good afternoon, Dr. Jairam, for giving time for ITJ magazine. To begin with, could you please take us through some of the range of products that LG offers to textile industry?
Good afternoon, Rakesh. Thanks for inviting me over. It's my pleasure to be in this webinar. Um, as an air compressor company, we probably have the widest range of compressors to offer to the textile industry, starting from a half horsepower piston compressor that could be used in some of the smaller textile processing and fabrication units, all the way to a 2000 horsepower centrifugal compressor that is used in these large processing and texturizing units. So we have a full range. In between, we also have our lubricated screw compressors and our oil-free screw compressors. So we have a pretty wide range of products at the compressor level, and then we also have a complete range of air treatment facilities. Depending on the customer's air quality requirements, we provide a complete range of solutions for the quality of the air.
So, how much does textile industry contribute to LG's overall turnover?
Compressed air is required by just about every industry. So LG's supply base covers just about every industry. But textile is a very important vertical for the economy, and therefore, as a consequence, is also for LG. So, but the contribution varies from year to year. I would say it goes anywhere between 3 to 6% of our revenue.
Okay. So what's so unique about LG that helps it stay ahead of its competitors?
Well, we believe we understand the customer's pain point at a very visceral level, and we take those pain points very seriously. We embed very high quality solutions for these pain points, not only at our product level, but also on our services level. So just to give a few examples, in the textile industry, if you take spinning or weaving, there is a lot of fluff in the atmosphere. And equipment that is operating in this atmosphere needs to be capable of handling that fluff. So we have engineered our products and we have added certain features into our products which enables the machine to operate in such a kind of an environment. So that's really a problem, because when there is a lot of fluff, the cleaning cycles that the customer has to go through are a lot more rapid. So we recognize that that is a problem. I'm just giving that as an example. And textiles run 24/7. They are a process industry, which means uptime is very critical. The compressor has to be up and running. One is we build quality, so much of quality into our product that we provide the highest levels of warranty in the world compared to any other manufacturer, and that's our confidence. In addition to that, we also provide extremely rapid 24/7 service to the customer, right? So the customer can pick up the phone and call, and we will be there, irrespective of what time of the day it is.
So, what are the key challenges faced by the textile industry today, and how is LG helping them overcome these challenges?
I think right now the challenge for textiles, I mean, if you go back to the pre-COVID period, the COVID period is a challenge for everyone. I think the constant dynamics between cotton prices and yarn prices and the cascading effect of that, not only in the Indian market and global market, was a big challenge for a lot of textile mills. The margins were under pressure because of these dynamics, and because of that, many of the textile mills have highly stressed balance sheets and P&Ls, right? So the financial liquidity is a problem for a lot of textile mills. Now, the cost of compressed air is a very small part of the cost of operation for a textile mill, but nevertheless, energy cost is a very big cost, and within energy cost, compressor is a significant carrier of the cost of energy. So besides making the most efficient compressors in the world, we also provide solutions that we have done for so many hundreds of mills where we do an air audit. We understand the pattern of air requirement, the air consumption of the customer, and we are able to fine-tune the entire compressed air system, and the savings for some of the customers have been extraordinary, right? Significant savings. So these are the kinds of services that we bring into play.
So what factors or parameters should one consider while buying an air compressor, be it textile or any other industry?
So if you look at the air compressor, I think one thing that they should not look at is it is very important. I'm not saying that, but they should not look exclusively at the upfront cost, because the upfront cost of the compressor is only 9 to 10% of the life cycle cost of the compressor. 75% of the life cycle cost of a compressor is energy. So you need to look very carefully in terms of the energy efficiency of an air compressor. Now, some of our machines are at the right at the top in terms of efficiency, and the solutions that we give have significantly high value proposition for the customer. The third element that they need to look at is the maintenance cost. Maintenance cost is close to about 15% of the life cycle cost for a customer, and they need to look at what the consumable price is, and we provide the best solutions in the world for that. Now, this is at the compressor level. Now, typically customers look at compressor and they think, it's a compressor. Instead of buying, I need only 30 horsepower compressor, but let me buy a 50 horsepower compressor just so that it takes care of my expansion. That's a very inexpensive thing, because when a 50 horsepower compressor runs for only a 30 horsepower of requirement, the machine starts unloading and you lose a lot of energy that way. So you're better off growing in phases with individual compressors rather than buying a large machine and then turning it down. Otherwise, you've got to invest in a variable frequency drive, which we provide as a standard solution, which is a little bit more expensive than a fixed speed machine. So choosing the compressor and size of the compressor to your application is very, very important.
You just spoke about the life cycle cost of air compressor. So are customers today aware of this concept of life cycle cost than probably a few years back?
I think there is an increasing realization, but there are two levels of changes. In terms of maybe 10 years ago, people did not recognize the energy cost of a compressor, but there is in the textile industry that awareness is significantly higher than it was a few years ago. But I think the decision to buy a compressor based on efficiency is still there is still quite a way to go. There's still a disproportionate focus on the upfront price of the machine. There are customers, there are very process-oriented, very systematic customers who look at the energy cost and they make their decisions based on that. But there are still quite a few that look at the upfront cost.
So what are the emerging trends in textile manufacturing that ELGi intends to tap?
See, it's textile industry is extremely labor intensive the way it is structured today, and labor, it's a paradox in our country. On one side, we have a very large population, but it's also very difficult to get skilled people. So it's a bit of a paradox. So, and textile mills suffer because of the cost of that labor. And we are looking at how can we look at technology to reduce that impact of labor on compressed air. But our contribution on that dimension is very small. Our main contribution is constantly push the envelope on efficiency so that the energy cost for the
So, are you planning to launch any new products targeted at textile industry? Are there anything in pipeline?
Nothing specific, but our biggest launch that we made a year ago is what we call as our AB series. It's an oil-free machine, but it's extremely efficient, much more 10 to 15% more efficient than the conventional oil-free machine, but at a price point which is very attractive for customers. So a lot of customers in textiles, because of the high cost of an oil-free machine, have used oil lubricated machines and downstream filters to remove the oil, which is very expensive because one, those filters consume energy because there's a pressure drop, and the filters themselves are consumable. But with our AB series, we are opening up a completely new dimension of thinking for our textile customers, where you'll get oil-free, very high levels of efficiency, as well as a very attractive upfront cost.
You operate in over 100 countries across the world. So, in terms of level of adoption of, say, modern technologies, just like you mentioned now, how is the acceptance of this technology in a country like India, vis-a-vis, say, other developing countries in Asia region?
I think the adoption of technology is a function of the strength of the brand. So in India, ELGi as a brand is well known and it's respected. So when we bring in new technology, there is a high levels of confidence. So if you look at our AB series machines, we have had great traction in just about most of the industries that need oil-free air. It's been a very positive response. But in countries like Europe and America, because our brand is not as well known, they are an unknown brand, plus it's a made in India label, right? So it takes a little longer to engage with customers and gain their confidence. But we have started selling the new generation of technology machines in these markets as well.
So finally, what are your plans to further increase your business from textile industry?
Well, we are still compressors. We are not going to go beyond compressors. So within the space of compressors, we believe there is a lot of opportunity for us to provide value-added services to our customers. Air audit is one of the tools that I talked about. We have done it extremely successfully in over 100 textile mills. We will continue to offer those services because it hardly costs anything in relation to how much they can save, and how to provide, as a consequence and the result of the air audit, how to provide solutions for customers so that they can save a lot of money. So that's really the direction. Energy saving is the direction in which we are looking at to provide more value to the customer.
Thank you, Dr. Jairam, for sharing your thoughts on the textile industry and also the offerings of ELGi to this very important industry.
Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you very much for inviting me. Pleasure.